So it was that day the king, the steersman at the helm of Greece, would never blame a word the prophet said. Swept away by the wrenching winds of fortune he conspire. Weather-bound we could not sail, our stores exhausted, fighting strength hard-pressed, and the squadrons rode in the shallows of Trachis, where the riptide crashes, drags, and the winds of the north pinned down at our hulls at Aulis. Port of anguish, headwinds starving, the sheets in the cable snapped, and the men's mind strayed. The pride, the bloom of Greece was raked as the time ground down, and then the cure for the storm, and it was harsher, Calchas cried. My captains, Artemis must have blood. So harsh the sons of Atreus dashed their scepters on the rocks and could not hold back tears. And I can still hear the old warlord saying, "Obey, obey, or a heavy doom will crush me." Oh, but the doom will crush me once I rend my child the glory of my house. A father's hands are stained, blood of a young girl streaks the altar, pain both ways, and what is worse, desert the fleets, fail the alliance, no, but stop the wind with a virgin's blood, feed their lust, their fury. Feed their fury. Law is law. And once he slicked his neck in the strap of fate, his spirit veering and pure, unholy. Once he turned, he stopped at nothing, seized with the frenzy, driving to outrage, wretched frenzy, call us all like grief. Yes, he had the heart to sacrifice his daughter, to bless the war that avenged a woman's loss, a bridal right that spared the men of war. My father, she may pray to the winds. May innocent moves her judge as bad for war. Her father called his henchman on with a prayer. Hoist her over the altar, like a yearling, give her all your strength. She's fainting. Lift her, sweep her robes around her, but slip that strap in her gentle curving lips. Here, gag her hard, a voice will curse the house. And the bridal chokes her voice, her saffron roads pouring over the sand, her glance like an arrow showering, wounding every murderer with pity. Clear as a picture I live. She strains to call their names. I remember often the days with father's guests, when over the face her voice unbroken, pure as a hymn, heard her loving father, bearing third libation, sang to the saving Zeus, transfixed with joy, Atreus' offspring, throbbing out their love. What comes next? I cannot see it, I cannot say. The strong techniques of Calchas do their work. And I said, not long since, many things to match the time, or which, the time passed without shame, I hear and say, how else, when one prepares death for an enemy who seems a friend, how else net round the deadly trap high enough to forestall the victim's highest leap? A great while I have pondered on this trial of strength. At long last the pitched battle came in victory. Here where I struck and stand and see my task achieved. Yes, this is my work and I claim it. To prevent fight or resistance foiling death I cast on him as one who captures fists. A vast voluminous net that walled him round with an endless wealth of woven folds, and then I struck him. Twice he cried out and groaned, and then fell limp. And as he lay and gave a third and final blow, my very thanks and prayers fulfilled to Zeus, Lord of the lower region, saviour of dead men. So falling he belched forth his life with cough and retch, there spurted him from bloody foam of fierce dread, and spreading, splattered me with drops of crimson rain. So stands the case, elders of Argus. You may be as you choose, glad or sorry. I am jubilant, and where it's seemly over a dead man to pour thank offering for safe journeys, surely justice here allows it. He demands it, so enriched a wine of wickedness this man stored in his house, and now returned drains his own cursed cup to the last dregs. The brute effrontery of your speech amazes us, to boast so seemly of your husband's course. You speak of some thoughtless woman. You are wrong. My pulse beats full. I tell you what you already know, to approve or censure as you will, all one's to me. This is my husband, Agamemnon, now stone dead. His death the work of my right hand, whose craftsmanship acknowledges justice. There lies the single truth. Vile woman, what unnatural food or drink, malignant root, brine from the restless sea, transformed you. that your nature did not shrink from foulest guilt. Argus will execrate your nameless murder with one voice of hate, revoke your portion from the just and free, and drive you outlawed from the Argive sea.
Yes, now you righteously mulct me with banishment, award me with public curses, rules of sepulchre. Why, once before did you not dare oppose this man? Who, with sly compaction as men butcher sheep, when his own fields were white with flocks, must sacrifice his child, my own darling, who brought my pain brought forth. He killed her for a charm to stop the freshened wind. He was the one you should have driven from Argus. He, marked with his daughter's blood, was ripe for punishment, but my act shocks your ears. Where's your dreadful wrath? Your threats doubtless rely on force. You have your men and weapons. Try your strength in fair fight against mine. Win, and you may command me. Please heaven, if you lose, old as you are, you shall be taught some wisdom yet.
Such boasts show folly in a crafty mind, so surely as your robe belazens your crime. In those red drops shall your head bow low under a bloody stroke. Wait but the time, friendless, dishonoured, outcast, you shall find your debt falls due and suffer blow for blow.